And welcome to the class. Thank you very much for joining us. First off, I'd just like to tell you that now you've pressed play, you shouldn't have to rewind the class or fast forward. All the breaks and the bits for you to try stuff are built into the class. So it may be that you're kind of quite fast at doing things, so if you are, feel free to have a little chat. So there is a comments box just underneath here. That's not always the easiest way to comment, and people are finding that actually the messenger box that we set up before the class is a bit easier. The other good thing about the messenger box is that you can also share your photos of what you're up to. So that's nice because it gives people a sense of, again, being together, and people can see what their classmates are doing and how they're getting on. And also the tutor can have a look as well. So the tutor is here, so do use them and ask them sort of any questions that you might have. So there's a bit in the film that you're not clear of or you're struggling with, do sort of put those questions to them, and they're there to do that. So it's an added bonus on, just an online tutorial. If you're a little bit slower and you like to take your time over things, then at the end of each doing session, which is marked by a clock, you will find that there's a buzzer that goes off. So please do come back and join us, because again, it's kind of trying to keep everyone together in the same class doing the same thing at the same time, roughly. Yeah, and if you then want to recap, or there's a bit that you've missed, the videos are going to stay online for the near to foreseeable future, so you can always go back and have a little look at those again, and also share them on with anyone that you think might enjoy it too. I think that's probably about it from me, so I will hand over to myself, which is a bit odd, or maybe to one of our guest tutors. All right, enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Saskia, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a masquerade style mask, so one of the kind of ones that just covers your eyes, and hopefully you'll be able to make it out of things that you should just have around the house or maybe in the recycling bin. If you don't have all of the materials, I'll try and come up with alternatives as I go along. Okay, cool, enjoy. Okay, so what you want to firstly do is get some thick card, around A4-ish, and you want to make a sort of shape like this. So if you measure the length of your face plus a little bit more so it can eventually bend round your face, and just draw out a shape. And if you leave a little dent for your nose, and for the eyes I used a scalpel, but you can use scissors. So if you map out where your eyes are going to be, and they don't have to be circular, they could be any shape you like. Yeah, so if you want to do this with scissors, you can probably just use a pen or a pencil and just stab a hole through so that you can get your scissors in. It's a bit fiddly. And if you do have a scalpel or a Stanley knife, you could get a grown-up to do that for you to make it a little bit easier. But if you don't, scissors will work fine. And it doesn't matter too much if it's a bit messy, because you'll be going over this with paper mache. So don't worry too much about that. So yeah, you get a hole like that. And then also now you want to think about what sort of design you want to make. So for this one I've got some sort of spikes and eyelids, and to make eyelids, egg cups are really good. So you could cut up half of an egg cup and sort of use that as an eyelid. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes now to get on with the first stage.
lights hide the night, starlight fills this room. These days are hard in times of trouble. The morning sun breaks to the dawn of a new day. Can I take another hard week? Could I run a little faster? These days are hard in times of trouble. Sat watching satellites fall at your feet, and I am so tired that I cannot sleep. Would you stay with me? Will you be my star across the river? Cold wind sunset at the end of a long day. Could I push a little harder? Regrets won't last forever. These days are hard in times of trouble. Sat watching satellites fall at your feet, and I am so tired that I cannot sleep. Would you stay with me? Will you be my star-crossed lover? I miss you. Do you miss me too? Sat watching satellites fall at your feet, and I am so tired that I cannot sleep. Would you stay with me? Will you be my star-crossed
Once we get to walk upon this earth, twice we get to make a mistake and learn. 3 times is enough to realize you're stronger than all of your doubts. And for me, live your days like every second counts. Fire and be fired at. Wear your love as a shield and a charm. And know not all can be saved, but all can be loved. second count. Cause when we're 99 and we're looking back on our lives, we wanna know we made it all that we could have. No, we made some bad decisions, but they made us wiser, and we'll smile and roll our eyes and think back to all the beautiful times we've had. And we made every second count.
Okay, so now you should have something that looks a bit like this. Might be slightly different depending on what sort of eyes you've done. So now you want to think about how and what you're going to attach as your sort of decoration. So I'll show you some examples. So, like I said earlier, these are egg cups for eyelids. So you can use, I've just got one here, basically just cut an egg cup in half and stick it to the top, and then once you've stuck it down you can use tape. Masking tape is best, but if you don't have any masking tape, any other tape will do, or you can use glue. And then yeah, you can trim it down once you've attached it to the shape that you like. Or on this one I've made a little rainbow, so you can do whatever you like. I'll show you some things that I've done. So for this one I'm going to make little ears, so I've drawn out these two shapes. If you want to give them a bit of depth, it's good to just score them down the middle so that you can fold them in on each other like this. It means they sort of come forward a bit. And then I've made some little bits of fur that I'm going to tape to the side, and I'm going to paper mache over all of this, so it doesn't matter if you can see any pen marks or that it's not very neat, because you should be able to cover this all up. So also, if you wanted to do one like this with a kind of beak thing, just try and cut out a rectangle of thinnish card and cut a triangle out the middle, and then you can sort of fold it in on itself and tape that. Again, so it doesn't really matter if it's a bit messy because you'll be going over all of this. And when it comes to attaching something like this, you can, with your scissors, just make little tabs so that it's easier to tape it to it. So like now, if you were to tape it on, you can just use those tabs to attach it. And you're going to go over all of this again, so it doesn't matter if it's too messy. So I'm going to stick my ears on. And my little bits of fur on the side. I'm not going to have a beak for this one because I think it looks better without for this little thing that I'm making. Okay, so and then once you've got on with that, I'll show you the next step.
Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, before I first met you I was lonesome. But then you came inside, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. By mere bisduchene, let me explain. By mere bisduchene means that you're grand. By mere bisduchene, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. And I've tried to explain by mere bisduchene. So kiss me and say you'll understand. By mere bisduchene, you've heard it all before, but let me try to explain. By mere bisduchene means that you're grand. By mere bisduchene, such an old refrain, and yet I should explain. It means I am begging for your hand. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. And I've tried to explain by mere bisduchene. So kiss me and say you'll understand. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. And I've tried to explain by mere bisduchene. So kiss me and say you'll understand. gusta, quanta la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta. We gotta get going, where are we going, what are we gonna do? We're on our way to somewhere, the three of us and you. What'll we see there, who will be there, what'll be the big surprise? There may be caballeros with dark and flashing eyes. We're on our way, pack up your pack, and if we stay, we won't come back. How can we go? We don't have a dime, but we're going and we're gonna have a happy time. Quanta la gusta, 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 quanta la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta. Now someone said he'd just come back from somewhere, a friend of mine that I don't even know. He told me that it's very close to nowhere. If that's the case, that's the place we all should go. We gotta get going, where are we going, what are we gonna do? We're on our way to somewhere, the three of us and you. What'll we see there, who will be there, what'll be the big surprise? There may be caballeros with dark and flashing eyes. I'll take a train.
You take a train.
You take a boat.
I'll take a boat.
You take a plane.
I'll take a plane.
You ride a goat.
You ride the goat.
Oh, we don't care. We'll either walk or climb, but we'll get there and we're gonna have a happy time. Quanta la gusta, 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 quanta la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, la gusta. Now someone said he'd just come back from somewhere and picked a few petunias in the snow. He told me that it's very close to nowhere. If that's the case, that's the place we all should go. We gotta get going, where are we going, what are we gonna see? We're off to see somebody who's on his way to me. Gonna go your way, I'll go my way, wanna make a little bet? We'll all meet in the country, they haven't found us yet. We're on our way, pack up your pack, and if we stay, we won't come back. How can we go? We don't have a dime, but we're going and we're gonna have a happy, 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 happy. Quanta la gusta, la gusta, la gusta, gonna have a happy time.
Okay, so now once you've attached all these bits, it's time to do the paper mache. So I've started mine already, and I'm using brown parcel paper, but newspaper or wrapping paper or magazines or whatever you have in the house will work. If you are using a thicker paper like parcel paper, make sure you sort of scrunch it up and distress it before you start using it, so it's sort of not as stiff when you're putting it on your mask. And then I've got a pot of PVA glue, or you can use flour and water, and it's just 1 part flour and 1 part water. So make sure you've secured all these bits on well so they don't fall off whilst you're doing it. And I've separated it into sort of bigger strips here that I've ripped up, and smaller strips for the little fiddly bits around the eyes and around these bits of fur here. So just want to dip it in and wipe off all the excess stuff. And probably do around 2 layers, and it does get a bit fiddly when you're doing it on these thinner bits of card, so it's fine. You can just go over it again if you're not happy with how it looks, and just be a bit patient with it. So, and then this will probably take at least overnight to dry, so the next day you can start painting it. So making sure you're going around all these edges so you've got a smoother finish here. Okay, and then so once you've waited till it's completely dry, you can start painting. So I would suggest, if you have any white paint, painting it white before so you've got a base layer, and then that's when you can sort of be quite creative with what you're doing. So you could paint an animal, or you could paint something more abstract. Here's one I did, a slightly different sort of mask. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of the masks that you've made. Oh yeah, and also you need to make sure that with the mask, whilst it's still wet, so you've got that bend in the middle, you want to leave it to dry between sort of 2 heavy things, so something like that, so that you get that, like you can see on these ones, they've got a sort of, so they curve around your face, so you can sort of bend it to how you like it, and also the shape of your, so probably like that would do once you finish with all the paper mache, and then leave it overnight to dry, and it should hold that shape. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all your masks.
and I hope you enjoyed the class. Just a quick summing up from me. So thank you very much to our tutor today. Also thank you to all the musicians who inputted music. We are passionate about making sure that we pay musicians for the music that they provide, and also artists for the massive amount of time that they provide in producing the film and being here today. So if you do find that you've got a bit of spare change in your pocket, please do feel free to support us on patreon.com. So on this site you'll find different tiers that you can use to support the project. So the first one is just $3 a month, and that will, with lots of people joining in, allow us to start paying some artists and get some new music on the films as well. And then if you find yourself in a wonderful position of having a little bit more and also want to start collecting some artwork, you can try the £50 tier, and that you'll get a piece of artwork from myself every month. So yeah, thank you very much for coming along. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please do share, and that's it from me. Cheerio.
Once we get to walk upon this earth, twice we get to make a mistake and learn. 3 times is enough to realize you're stronger than all of your doubts. And for me, live your days like every second